Hey, this is Adriana, your librarian. I am so sorry for taking this long to get back to you, but I'm finally responding to your question. So I've pulled up your email just so I have a little bit of a reminder that you are looking for, it looks like, three criticisms of the Constitution that you consider to be compelling, as well as three, or at least some counter arguments that respond to those criticisms. So I've already started doing some searching. I've opened up Google Scholar, and I'm doing just a totally random search um, about Constitution criticisms around gun rights. Um, the reason that I put gun rights in quotes is because I'm searching for that exact phrase. I guess I could have done the same thing with Constitution and criticisms, but I feel like it's kind of okay if those two are separate. Anyway, I am going to grab some article. Let's see. How about this one here? And we're going to pretend that this article totally works as one of those pieces of criticism or counter criticism. Now, I want to introduce you to something on the library's website called NoodleTools, which I mentioned in our email exchange. So, NoodleTools is a citation generator, and that means that instead of having to compose citations from scratch, what you can do is just respond to prompts or questions that this system uses that will that will then compile all that info into a perfectly formatted citation for you. For some reason, this is taking a super duper long time to load. I hope that that's just on my end and not on yours. But when you click databases, what will normally happen is it will take you to a portal to all of our databases, and you'll see an A to Z bunch of buttons. Click N for NoodleTools and scroll down until you find the NoodleTools title. Click that, and it will ask you to create an account. So the first time that you use NoodleTools, you actually have to do it through the databases. Once you have created your account, then you can actually just go to noodletools.com and log in. The reason why you want to do it through the databases here, which are apparently effed today, that's a big bummer. The reason why you want to do it the first time through the databases is because then you get to create your account for free. If you go to noodletools.com the first time that you use it, to create an account, it will charge you something like $11. So I've already logged in. There I am, librarian Adriana, and I've done a bunch of, well, as you can see, I've done a bunch of like test projects here. I've actually used this like twice, maybe more than that, for like legit projects. Anyway, this is what my projects look like when I open NoodleTools. This is like after you've created your account. For you, I would create a new project, and then I would put in the title of my paper or whatever will help me to remember it. So like Constitution criticism, and then whatever my topic was. So my imaginary topic is gun control. Citation style, NoodleTools offers MLA, APA, and hooray, Chicago Turabian. That's the one that you want. You'll leave the citation level at advanced because these two other levels are for like younger age groups, like high school students or junior high students. Then you'll click submit, and it will add to your overall list of projects. Once you click submit, this is our dashboard for this specific project. So you can actually use NoodleTools for more than creating citations. If you wanted to do a to-do list, you can do that here. If you want to organize your thoughts, like here's my research question, here's my thesis, blah, 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 you can do that. You don't have to, though. What I would do instead, this is how I use it. I go to my projects, Constitution, criticism. Oh, that's where it was before. Dirt. And then I go, how do I add sources? I add sources there. Whew, it was hiding from me. So I would go new source. And remember, we just picked this one in our imaginary scenario where this is my ideal article or whatever, or this is an okay enough, good enough article. So I'm going to go new source. I got it from Google Scholar, which is a website, right? So I'll click that there. It looks like this is a journal, because it's not just like a plain website. This looks like an actual journal article. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell. If you have questions, you can ask me, and I'm totally happy to help. But I'm going to select journal here. So I'm citing an article from a journal. If I want to change that, I can. I don't have to include the DOI because I don't know if there is one. Is there one? There's not one. If there is one, it's usually on this first page or like the beginning of your article. So the next field is the URL, and I can grab that here. If this is the static URL, then I would go ahead and grab it. Most recent date of access, that's today, which is the 18th. And then the date, 2020. And then as I go down, this will ask for more specific information about the article itself. So author's name, article title, pages, journal title, volume, all that shit. So I'm going to put that in just so you can see what it will look like once it's all together. So the author's name is Lawrence Rosenthal. I like to copy and paste stuff because my typing skills aren't super awesome. That's okay. Oh, shit. There we go. And then this is a little bit confusing because I've got Washington Law Review, and then I've got another long title here. The Limits of the Second Amendment, Originalism, and the Constitutional Case for Gun Control. That is actually the article title. The only way I can tell is through experience. But a good giveaway is it's probably not going to be a journal title. Washington University Law Review, the only other title we got here, that sounds more like a journal title to me. But again, if you're unsure, you can ask, and I'm happy to help. I don't think that it's a stupid question at all, especially if you're like brand new at writing citations. So now I'm looking for the page numbers, so the start page and the end page. In this case, I just have to do a whole lot of scrolling. So the beginning page is 1187. The end page is at the goddamn end. Where is it? At the end, page, there we go, 1259. That's a long article. Not the longest, but it's pretty damn long. Okay, and then the journal title I mentioned back up the top. So there's a little bit of scrolling and digging when you have to search for citation info, but it's a little bit nicer than typing stuff yourself. Then I want to include the volume and issue numbers. Volume 92, issue 5. And then if there were a month or season included, I would do that. Same with the date. But in this case, we have only the volume and issue numbers as well as the year. I will put what information I have. If it's part of a series, you'll use this, but if it's not, you just leave it blank. And that's technically it for creating a citation. If you have to do an annotated bibliography, You can create a citation and write your annotation here, but if not, don't worry about it. Click Save up at the top, and then it will send us back to our sources. So this is kind of nice. I've got options here where I can edit my citation. If there are errors, I can copy it, I can delete it, or if I have a bunch of citations, I can send them to be printed or exported into Google Docs or whatever. So how I would do that is I would select however many citations I have. In this case, I only have one. That's okay. And then I would go to this print or export to Word, as an RTF, to Google Docs, as a web page. You have all of these options. I'm going to try to export it to Word, but I'm going to think that, yeah, my pop-ups are blocked. So that's really silly. But here it is. I unblocked it, and there's my citation. If I had multiple citations, they would be in alphabetical order. It automatically numbers stuff and labels stuff based on it being Chicago style, and that's it. So if you have any questions, clear that out. The last thing I wanted to say is we actually have a guide that if you go to Google and you look for LibGuide, LIBGUIDE, Marriott Library, because that's our main library on campus, and we want the NoodleTools one. Then I would search, and I would find it here. And just to show you the lay of the land on this LibGuide, this is super great. If you run into questions at any point, there are a lot of answers potentially here. How to create your account. If you want to use it for project management, how to do that, how to create a bibliography. And if you have questions, you can email our resident expert, Darby, just by clicking this email button, or you can email me. I am happy to help either way. So that's it, Jose. Let me know if that makes sense, or if you're totally confused, or if you need help finding relevant articles for your research or picking a topic, any of that. Just hit me up in Canvas or email me, or you can even text me. Thanks so much for your attention and your patience. I hope that this was helpful. Take care. I hope you have a good weekend. And don't hesitate. If you need my help, reach out.